Hello friends, we are continuing with the video, the Hatti community and the practice of polyandry. Now what is very important to remember is that the Hatti community, they got their scheduled tribe status under Article 342 of the Constitution, and they were not included in the 5th schedule area. Now what is the distinction between these two we'll do in the separate video, but you should remember this point. Now in Himachal Pradesh there are certain areas which are included in the 5th schedule of the Constitution. Kinnaur district, the whole of Kinnaur district bordering Tibet, the whole of Lahaul Spiti, which borders Tibet. These two districts are completely in the 5th schedule, and parts of Chamba district are also in 5th schedule. Now, moving on, what are the criteria for including a community into a tribal community? It's not mentioned in the constitution, and this is very important. It may come in your MCQ also. However, Lokur Committee in 1965 gave its recommendation. Certain points were indication of primitive traits. That means in the evolution process, the community has lagged behind. It has still got some primitive traits, characteristics. Distinctive culture, and polyandry is one such distinctive culture or practice. Geographical isolation, both Transgiri region and the Jaunsar Babar region, at least at one point in time, were isolated. Shyness in contact with the community at large, and backwardness. So these are some of the criteria which make a community a tribe. Are there any advantages of polyandry? Now I'll give you an example. Suppose the grandfather is there and he's having 20 acres of land. Now he has got 5 sons, and every son inherits 4 acres of land. Now every son have got 2 more sons, and every son in the third generation, they have got 2 acres of land, and this way it keeps on splitting. The same land keeps on splitting till nothing is left. And in this polyandry case, the family is a joint family, the children are the joint property, and therefore there is no splitting of the land, which in itself is quite limited. Then the other advantage is the protection of women. Now how can polyandry practice ensure the protection of women when the Pandavas could not ensure the protection of the modesty of Draupadi? Now let's look at it this way, that the chances of women getting widowed in polyandry practice is almost zero, because there are more than one husband or 2 or more husbands for the woman. So the protection of women and children are ensured in this practice. Now as far as the government is concerned, there is a balancing act done by the government. Women's right to equality as enshrined in the constitution is important, but at the same time, protection of customary laws and traditional practices are also important. Now, to ensure safety of this practice of traditional practice, the Uttarakhand government recently passed the Uniform Civil Code, and it kept out the tribal community from this UCC. Now, as the development increases, the literacy among the women increases, education increases, employment opportunity increases, awareness and connectivity increases, this practice will slowly die its natural death. Now, though in vogue for centuries, this practice, in the last 6 years, only 5 polyandry marriages in Transgiri region have taken place. So it's quite natural that this practice will die its natural death. Thank you.